Hey guys, welcome in, welcome in. Wow. Well, actually, it's the big announcement night, and I thought that not many of you would come in. For those who are watching this, thank you so much. Can you quickly say hi so that I can actually, know that you're here? Chandran, I can see you're here, and because to be frank, I'm actually on the StreamYard. On StreamYard, I won't be able to see much of your who are you and all that. So we have Sekachang Putih Ipo, thank you so much for joining me. And we have Chandran. Okay, right. So basically, hi everyone. Can everyone just say hi? Veronica, hi. Thank you so much for tuning in. How's the audio? Is the audio fine? Hi Joseph. I'm actually looking at this. It's exciting. I'm not sure how many of you are, in Klang Valley area. It's CMCO again. So basically, you go everywhere, right? It's jam, and then basically, because my office is actually next to a mall. The moment we come out from the office, you see the whole long queue coming up already. Hi Jamie. Hi Agnes. Hi Wing. Hi Daniel. Hi Sun. Hi Tan. Hi Hazani. Hi KS. Hi everyone. Hi. Now, um, before we jump right into the topic that we're supposed to discuss today, the topic is very straightforward. It's about how to build the next level Lazada store. Now, can I actually have a quick show of hand? How many of you sell only on Lazada? Can you type one? How many of you sell only on Lazada? Please type one. And how many of you sells on both platforms? Can you type two? Thanks, Eric. Thank you. Thanks, Hanafi. Thank you so much. Hi, Kimberly. Hi. Um, how many of you sells only on Lazada? Please type one. And how many of you sells on both platforms? Please type two. I just want to quickly go over and understand your need because this is what I understand from Jamie. Because Jamie and Wayne, we are partners over here, but today you're just going to play student mode with you guys. And basically, I just want to quickly understand where are you guys so that we can tailor the content slightly towards your needs a little bit. Okay, so okay, now it's most of you actually sells on both platforms. Okay, now my next question here is, how many of you have tried Facebook advertisement before? Can you type one? How many of you have tried advertisement but before? Can you please type one? I don't care whether you get good result or you got dump money into the ocean. I don't care. If you have tried advertising on Facebook before, please type one. And if you have never tried Facebook advertisement, please type two. Okay, so I just want to quickly understand whether you are, where are you? Thanks, Wing, for helping me on this thing. Um, yeah, basically, if you have tried Facebook advertisement, please type one. On 1010, who is that? Let me see. 1010 just passed. Okay, how was 1010? It was a very interesting campaign because we still have a little bit of coaching and managing some client, and 1010 was a very interesting campaign. I can see most of you have tried Facebook advertisement before. This is good. This is good. Okay. Oh, sorry. My teammate just reminded me. Basically, we are actually still approving people into this group. Now, if you want to invite your friends into this Facebook, as in this training, you can still actually invite them in. And basically, my team is already on the standby mode to improve you into this group to be able to learn this together with me. Okay, so most of you have tried, as in Facebook advertisement, but some of you still haven't tried. Now, the whole idea here is because I work together with Wing and Jamie, we do understand that there are a lot of people trying to find new source of traffic because this is what we know that is happening during the MCO time, especially for those who are from Malaysia, because this is a very interesting scenario here. For the past few months, I've been training internationally. And then, most of the time we have people from Philippines, Singapore, and all that. I won't be able to just roger a little bit, but today we can speak Malay, jampo, so no problem, right? So I think most of you are from Malaysia, I think, right? So, we all know what happened since March, okay? Because of the MCO, the whole world turned online. Okay, it is supposed to be a good thing because it actually, to a very level best, push the evolution of digital forward so much more forward. Like, for example, 3 months earlier or even 6 months earlier, my dad wouldn't come to me and say that he bought something through online. And now this is happening. So basically, this is really pushing a lot of people to adopt digital. But as a seller, we have different set of problems, which is too many people jump on Facebook. Jump into Shopee and Lazada because this is actually the easiest place for them to start selling. Now, when this thing happened, what happened? Competition. right? So basically, the competition is really coming in and crush a lot of businesses. Like some of my clients, some of my coaches, we have clients, coaches, and students. These are all kind of like all my friends all together. They give me a lot of information about their scenario that is happening right now. So from there, we learn a little bit about what are the things that we can actually adopt and start putting to teach our students. So this is what happened because one of my coaches is actually selling on Shopee. Okay. And then, when it comes to Shopee, this kind of big event like 10, 10, 11, 11, right? You can actually buy package to become one of the, what do we call featured or participate in their event. And you need to actually partake by spending X amount of money to commit. Let's say you want to commit X number of clicks to contribute to Shopee. Now, these kind of thing used to be able to just come in and let you choose, my friend, because he's actually quite big, it makes not very big, but of course we have a lot of big players over here. But my friend makes about 2 to 300,000 a month. So basically, he is kind of like one of the featured ones. Basically, then he has an account manager. Last time, whenever it comes to this 10, 10, 11, 11, right? He just need to come in and pick and choose. He get to choose the package. But now we all know what happened. You can't get to choose the package. You need to bid, and it's blindfolded bid. So that's what's happening. And I believe for Lazada as well, we have different set of challenges. And then basically the biggest challenge now that we are facing here is really because of the competition. We are getting a lot more people crushing in, and it kind of like makes the competition so difficult where it is so much harder to get traffic right now. You see, basically, as we sell online, whether we are selling on marketplace like Shopee or Lazada, or even we sell on our own website, the biggest challenge is about getting traffic. However, when we are not able to get traffic in a meaningful way through whatever Lazada is offering us, we need to look out to other ways to look for traffic. So in fact, for the past many months, we have been helping a lot of brands onboarding, whether to Lazada or Shopee, and we learned a few things. And what we did was we actually implemented a method that we've been using, and this is the thing that I really want to share with you. So yeah, okay, now a few things before I jump right into the sharing mode, right? Because I have prepared a slide. Really, this is training. I'm not gonna fool you in and gonna give you bullshit. The whole idea here is I want to give you real things. So basically, you can still invite your friends in. Okay, invite them in. My friend, my teammate is they will actually approve these people in on behalf of me so that we can actually learn this together. Now, let me bring this in. Now, basically, yeah, this is the slide. I'm just gonna go over. Right. The whole topic today we're going to talk about is called the next level Lazada store. Now, the whole idea of building the next level Lazada store is about how do we actually get more traffic and how do we get more sales. That's the whole idea. But let me see. I need to actually, yeah. Wait, hang on. I need to see my screen a little bit to make sure that I'm inside the whole thing. Okay. Right. Okay. Now, the topic today is going to be the next level Lazada store. But basically, before we jump right into a solution or whatever, a method, a framework that I can help you achieve your next level Lazada store, I quickly want to go over about the problems first. Now, this is what happened. This is what I find. Most Lazada sellers don't run ads on Facebook. This is not just me plugging the number. As you can see just now when we were asking the question, we have half. Half of you type one, which you kind of run ads before, but half of you don't have never tried Facebook ads before, which you type two. Now, this is also, prior to this, I actually did a quick poll before you guys join it, because today we have a lot more people joining. Thank you for joining me. Basically, when they come in, right, we ask them this question, and from the surface, as you can see, most of them actually never tried Facebook ads before. Now, before we jump right into the Facebook advertisement, let me actually give you a brief introduction or brief idea about Facebook advertisement. Now, to a lot of people don't understand Facebook ads. What I want to actually help you understand, the very simple way to help you understand Facebook ads is only you need to think about, Facebook ads is very much similar to the conventional advertising. Just think about distributing flyers. Just think about, distributing leaflets, brochures, or even to talk about billboards and all this kind of thing. Essentially, Facebook advertisement is push advertising. It's just like giving leaflets. When you're actually running the advertisement, you're actually pushing the information out. But the beauty of Facebook advertisement is you are able to really pinpoint. You have a lot of different kind of audience targeting settings for those who have tried. But that is also biggest challenge to a lot of people, because the more choices you have, the more confused you get, and the more worried or scared you are in terms of jumping in and really to do whatever that you are supposed to do. So that is really stopping a lot of people into Facebook advertising. So, but however, I'm going to break it down to you and help you understand this thing. So the whole idea here is I'm going to help you along this. But before that, I want to really try to address why a lot of people are not advertising on Facebook, because there is this thing called the marketplace dilemma. It's a very interesting dilemma, I must say. Okay, basically, wait, before that, how many of you also have your own website? Can you type 3? Okay, I forgot to ask this. It's already in my note over here. I forgot to ask this. How many of you also running, I mean, as in like other than selling on Lazada or Shopee or both platforms, how many of you are also selling on your own website? Can we actually, can you type 3? I want to see how many of you are actually having your own website as well. Wait, let me take a sip of water. No? No one? All right, we have Maria. Okay, KS, Penny. So you guys are also selling on your own website. But how many of you, how many of you heavily depend on heavily depend on marketplace to drive your sales instead of your own website? Because most of the people, even they have their own website, you are only using this as a supportive. You are not really, your own website is probably not your main revenue driver. Okay, if you agree with me, can you just give me a thumbs up? If you agree what I say, which is, even though you have your own website, okay, your own website usually is not your revenue driver. Not many sales will be coming from your own website. You still heavily depend on the marketplaces such as Lazada or Shopee to really drive you the sales that you're looking for. So yeah, thank you so much. Thanks, Eric. Thanks, Dolph. Thanks, Ifan. Bu Cha Cha. Hi, Adrian. Thank you so much. You guys are next level seller, basically. Really, in the future, I would see if I can actually run a class to really address this issue on how can you start shifting, okay, from marketplace selling to your own website, and how do we actually find a harmony for both things to coexist. But that's not the topic today. But I would really want to go over this marketplace dilemma. Now, what is marketplace dilemma? Marketplace dilemma is the kind of like dilemma that we have when we are trying to advertise our own Lazada or Shopee store via whatever advertising format. Okay, now the thing here is, let's take a look over about this marketplace dilemma. Now, first dilemma is, when we are driving advertisement for our Shopee or Lazada or Shopee store, the biggest challenge that we'll be facing here is we will always have the kind of fear of driving free traffic for Lazada. Okay, this is a very natural fear. For those who agree, please give me a thumbs up. Why? Because you see, this is the scenario here. When you're running advertisement, you're actually putting money to tell the people about your product. Let's say if you sell an Apple AirPods, for example. Now, when you sell an Apple AirPods, you're trying to tell people about, the price that your promotion that you're having, the specialty or the whatever offer that you're having. You're trying to drive people to, to your Lazada store to buy the AirPods from you. However, for the fact that when you are driving people over to your Lazada store or to look at your product, Lazada will start showing other people who are selling the same product as you are, probably at a lower price. So chances are people may not end up buying from you. So this is what we call the fear of driving free traffic for Lazada. I see a lot of thumbs up. Penny, Lynn, I know Juliet. It's exactly the thing that we're looking at here right now, you see. Because the moment we are not able to be in control, the moment we are not able to really drive people to a very conducive and close environment, this is a very natural fear. So this is one of the biggest dilemma of people driving traffic to marketplaces like Lazada and Shopee. Now, the second dilemma is what we call, we are not able to track clicks or conversion. Literally, when we are driving advertisement to our Lazada or Shopee store, or even Amazon, eBay, when we're driving people to marketplaces like this, we're actually advertising in the dark. I call this technically advertising in the dark, because you're not able to track. The moment people see ad and click, the moment people go over to your Shopee or Lazada store, everything disconnects. You have no control. You have no idea how many people actually taken action, how many people actually did something, and how many conversion actually were contributed by your advertisement. That's the very, very big trouble. That's really frustrating scenario to a lot of Lazada sellers or Shopee sellers like you are right now. I totally understand. However, there is still not the biggest dilemma. The biggest dilemma remains this: no traffic, no sales. If you agree with me, whatever it is, as long as we are selling online, as long as we are selling whether on Lazada, Shopee, or even our own website, traffic means the most important thing. So let's address this thing together. When we talk about no traffic, no sales, how many of you agree on this, please? Yeah, thanks, Joseph. Okay, yeah, you're not sure how whether your ads is working. So that's the frustration we have because we're advertising in the dark. But back to this thing, that no traffic, no sales really is the truest, the most ultimate truth about advertising. I mean, when we are running anything online. However, in the past few years, in fact, oh, sorry, I forgot to introduce myself. You see, I got so excited. My name is Jason. For those who don't know me, I've been helping brands big and small navigating success on Facebook advertising and digital marketing since 2010. Yes, I started my boutique agency since 2010. So we have been around for 10 years. But we only focus on working with clients that, that actually do a little bit more spending. So our clients includes people like Electrolux, um, Eco World, Sunway Property, Epson, Purple Cane, if you know them. So basically, we have been helping brands navigate success, as in we help them manage. However, started from 2016, I started teaching. Because this is what I thought. I really wanted to help more people navigate success with Facebook advertising. But the biggest challenge here is, the moment we are running an agency model, we weren't able to really touch more people. So since 2016, my teaching part of the business have touched over 4,000 people accumulated, not just from Malaysia. We have students from all over the world, even from UK, US, Africa, yeah, Philippines, Singapore, and all that. So basically, yeah, and that's the whole thing that we have been doing since 2016. So basically, we have learned with a lot of sellers, especially e-commerce sellers or marketplace sellers, and either we work with them through the agency model or either through the coaching model or teaching model. In fact, we have been trying different methods since then, and this is what we realized. In fact, the first question we were asking here is how do we actually drive traffic the right way? Now, driving traffic the right way may involve several angles that we need to look into, which is probably coming from the objective angle, which we will discuss in a bit. But after we've been trying to try to drive traffic the right way, as in a way, we finally cracked the code of driving traffic in the right way, as in find the right audience, get the traffic at the lowest cost. But we realize another problem surface, which is the moment you're able to drive traffic, but the moment you're not able to convert, everything still fall apart. Even though I can drive you 1 cent per click, but as long as these clicks don't translate into sales, they're still meaningless to me. So eventually, we brought it down to this question, which is how do we drive traffic that converts? So this is really what we have been focusing on since 2016, whether we are working on our clients' cases or we on coaching cases, or even when we are teaching people, we'll always focus on how do we drive traffic that converts. So really in this, whatever free training, in this 2-hour training that I want to work with you here is, I really want to help you address two things. How do we drive traffic and how do we drive sales? So to establish the whole, understanding here, basically, I'm just going to walk you through about what we're going to cover today to help. I mean, you need to know what are you going to take away, right? Because for 110 of you who are online right now watching me, I don't know how many of you, it's been half an hour. If you do not know what are you expecting, then you need to know the time that you're investing, whether it's worth your time or not. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to talk to you about today is I'm going to talk to you about the Facebook ads mistakes that you should avoid. We have worked with 4,000 plus individuals, coming from different industries, different businesses. We really want to tell you what are the key mistakes that you must avoid at all costs. So that's the first thing that I will go over with you. And second thing is I'm going to introduce to you a method that we've been using, which is what we call the two-step funnel framework. So the two-step funnel framework, I will illustrate to you. I will break it down to give you sample, to tell you what it is all about and how can you help. And then after that, why do you want to advertise with a funnel? Basically, I'll give you the benefit. I'll give you the scenarios about why you should even bother taking a look at the funnel framework. And last but not least, I'll tell you how to design a funnel. So I'm going to give you solid takeaways, but within 2 hours, we can only cover that much. But trust me, if you have been advertising on Facebook, if you really know in and out about certain things, you can already take whatever I'll be sharing with you today and start implementing things on your own. So that's the whole thing. I'm the kind of person who I'm really into sharing. And I really hope that we are on the same page right now. I hope that it actually lays at as a very important common understanding that this is the thing that we're going to take away today. So are we cool? Are we cool? Now, okay, so let's move to the next. So the first mistake, let's go over the mistakes first, all right? Now, the first mistakes, yeah, thank you so much for everybody who's watching right now. Yeah. Now, I really want to talk about the first mistakes. A lot of people, this is what we observe. Basically, when it comes to a good Facebook advertisement, it consists of three key elements. We're talking about, you're able to drive the right message, which is the advertisement, to the right people, which is the audience, okay, to get them to take the right action, which is, what action matters to you. But a lot of people got stuck at the action part. Now, the reason why I want to bring this as mistake number one is because 90% of the people who came to me and say that, Jason, my ad sucks, Facebook ad sucks, the whole thing just fall apart. The moment we look at it, 90% of the chance are, they commit at the first mistake, which is they go for the wrong action. Now, this is Facebook ads objective. Can I actually have a show of hands? How many of you never seen this before? Can you please type 1 for me? How many of you never seen this thing before? I want to see 1. I'm actually looking at you. Can I have a 1 over here? You never seen this before. Looking at the screen, this is total stranger to you. You never seen this before. For those who have seen this, you're fine. You don't need to type anything. But for those who never seen this before, can you please type 1? No, I'm not trying to shame you. I'm really no. It's perfectly fine. Please, I'm not trying to shame any one of you. Please have it clear. I'm trying to give you the problem that you might be facing, and I'm trying to help you level up. Okay, really, the whole idea here of us doing this training is to help everybody level up. Thank you so much for all those, typing. Fakro, EP, Sharo, Daniel, Han, Hafi. Leadership is number 2. I didn't say number 2, but thanks nonetheless. Two, thank you. Soon, Teresa, KS, Hui, thank you. Dennis, hi, Yiting, yeah. KS Ang Chu, you probably is a friend, right? Why you don't know? It means he knows lah. Okay. Thanks, Wing. Thank you for this. Hi, known Eric, Fu, like Feng Yi, Kenny. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for telling me that you have never seen this. Now, this is the thing. The live session is going blur. Is it only me? On my end, it's fine. Okay, let me check with my team. Anyone else seeing this getting blur? If you're getting blur, then you probably want to refresh, and coming back to this thing. On my end, it's fine. Else my team will actually notify me if there is any issue. Thank you so much. But thanks, EP, for telling me no. Yeah, Juliet. Okay, babe. Now, if you have never seen this before, let me break it down to you. This is an extra slide. Thanks to a lot of people who type 1, I'm going to give you extra information about this thing. LLA, I know about what. Okay, basically, let's talk about this thing. The screen that you're looking at is really the objectives that you can choose when you want to advertise on Facebook. As in, when you're advertising on Facebook, the first thing that you need to be very clear, I always like to tell people, if you're not clear, the first thing that you need to be very clear about is which action that you're trying to get people to take. What are you getting people to do with your advertisement? Now, a lot of people having this kind of like blind spot over here. What are you trying to get people to do is the key question to ask over here. So basically, in these objective selections, you have 11 objectives. You have 11 objectives that you can choose from. So as we can see here, we have brand awareness, reach, traffic, app install, video view, and all this kind of thing. Now, basically, the moment you choose the objective, okay, you are actually telling Facebook that you're looking for one set of actions. Now, the moment you choose the wrong actions to start, your advertisement is going to go haywire. It's not going to help you get the right audience, even though you go and zoom into all the audience targeting settings by location, by gender, by interest and all that. And you totally believe that you're already gotten the right audience. However, the moment you choose the wrong objective, everything falls apart. Now, let me break this down to you again. Now, basically, let's say, for example, you zoom in. You zoom in and you look for people who live 1 kilometer radius from here, people who are married with kids below 3-year-old, and then you only want female between 25 to 34-year-old. Now you zoom in everything over here. Now this is the 1,000 target audience that we are having right now. I'm just saying, let's say even though you go as small as 1,000, this is the 1,000 that we're looking at. Okay, basically out of this 1,000, there will still be different people that falls under different action categories. Put it this way, let me help you understand this thing. Do you agree that every one of us are using Facebook in an entirely different way? As in, like, let's say, for example, we have Jamie. Jamie is the kind of people who actually very gung-ho. Whenever she sees something, right, she just click, 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 click. Jamie is that kind of person. Now, on the other hand, we have, Sham here. Sham is probably the kind of person who is very quiet. Sham is very quiet. Sham will only observe. He will watch video. He doesn't take much action. Now, on the other hand, we have another one, Tan here. Let's say Tan is very gung-ho. Tan likes to like. Tan is very supportive. He likes everything that he says. Now, different people uses Facebook in an entirely different way. And Facebook has been tracking how we use Facebook, and they group us into different action groups. Now, let me tell you this thing. Even though you zoom into this one bloody 1,000 people that we're looking at, let's say Facebook knows that there are 550 of these people out of this 1,000 are very much into liking, commenting, and sharing. Okay. At the same time, there'll be another group of people who is very much into installing apps. Okay. And at the same time, there'll be another group who is very much into clicking the links. The moment you choose engagement, for example, now, the moment you choose engagement, Facebook will zoom in your advertisement budget. Okay, we will zoom into these 500 people who are likely to like, comment, and share. So when they zoom into the advertisement, other people, out of these 400 or 300 plus people, they may not see your ads. Even they will see also, they will not be seeing that frequently. So that's the biggest challenge over here. A lot of people will not be able to just, the moment you are going for the wrong action, Facebook will zoom into the wrong group of people, and eventually you'll be frustrated. Why am I getting all these likes coming from these funny names that I don't want? How am I supposed to justify? These people just like, they don't click. Or probably you're getting a lot of people typing PM, 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 and they just don't click. It's very natural. Let me give you a very, very solid, this is really solid. We have tested this countless time. We use same ad, targeting the same audience exactly. Okay. And then we go for engagement, which is, engagement is to help you get likes, comment, and share, which is these 500 plus people. And on the other side, we actually go for a link click, same ad. We're actually trying to drive people to the website. And even though we just use the same thing, people who are liking, commenting, and sharing won't click the link. Okay. And those people who click the link won't like. Trust me, you can actually do this experiment as many times as you want. It's going to return to the same result. So if you choose the wrong objective, if you choose engagement for your advertisement and you're hoping to get people to click to your store, everything is going to fall apart. So the first mistake, the key learning over here that I want to actually give you here is you must know which action matters to you. What are you supposed to get? So for your case, all of you are marketplace sellers like Lazada or Shopee or even your own website. What action matters to you next? It is supposed to be traffic. It's supposed to be link click or landing page view. So the moment you turn for different objective and you're hoping to get people to, it's not going to work. So this is the first thing that I want you to take away. Basically, you need to go over and understand each and every one of the objectives available. And then you need to really understand which one matters to you. That's why a lot of people actually kind of get stuck. But I'm going to break it down to you. You're going to need traffic. Okay. So that's the thing. Now, so that's the first mistake that I really want to address. But basically, back to this again. When we have so many objectives, it's really important for us to find the right one. And like I said, it's traffic. However, if you're selling on your own website, inside traffic, there are two selections. It's either link click or landing page view. Now, you should only use landing page view when you are driving traffic to a destination that you have Facebook pixel installed. Which is, if you're trying to drive people to your own website, you can go for landing page view. But if you're trying to get people to your Shopee store or your Lazada store, you must avoid landing page view. And then if you have your own website, then you can go for conversions or catalog sales. But if you want to use catalog sales, you need to make sure that you are having all this Facebook catalog all set up properly. Okay. And if you want to use conversion, let me break this down. A lot of people start seeing conversion. The moment they see conversion, the moment they get very excited, I think this is what I want. So when they come in and run ads, they choose the conversion, which is to a lot of people, what is your conversion? Purchase, right? Now, when you go for purchase and you start running advertisement and you don't see things moving and you'll be like saying, oh, Facebook ads sucks. Facebook ads cheat my money on. But what really happened here is there is something that you don't understand. If you want to focus on a conversion event, let's say purchase, which is complete purchase, you must make sure that you have more than 25 purchase in the last 7 days. Because Facebook advertisement works based on they will collect the data of the actions taken. So the moment they have at least 25 people who have bought from your store before in the past 7 days to analyze, then they will be able to find other people who might take the same action. But the moment you don't have enough conversion event, you shouldn't optimize for that thing. That's why you got to be really careful when you're actually running advertisements. So this is like I say, most people screw up over here. And I want to make sure that you at least have a basic understanding about what are the options that you have. So let me sum it up. If you're only selling on Lazada or Shopee, the only thing that you want to consider is traffic. But if you're selling on your own website, you can choose traffic, conversion, or catalog sales. But you need to make sure that everything is being set up properly, and you're optimizing for the right conversion event. Okay, so far so good. So this is the first mistake. Now I want to basically, the bottom line here is action decides your audience. So the moment you choose the wrong action, you will actually choose the wrong audience. As simple as that. No matter how much you zoom into the people with the interest and gender and all that, whatever, everything is going to fall apart. Okay, I hope that gets you a very clear idea. Now let's go over to the second mistake. Mistake number 2 is really another mistake that is really commonly made, which is what we call, a lot of people when they're advertising, they are not following the intent, which means they're only advertising to the first tier of advertisement, which is to the only one audience, and they never bother about targeting people who have taken action. I know you may ask me, I'm running ads to Lazada store. How am I supposed to follow intent? How am I supposed to do retargeting? I know that's retargeting, but what if I can tell you that I have a way to even retarget your Lazada store traffic? Wait for it. But to a lot of people who have never run ads before, you probably don't even know what the hell is retargeting. But let me break it down to you. When we are running advertisement, this is my argument. Of course, you can disagree with me. I'm fine. But my argument is this. When we are running an advertisement, okay, the first thing that you should capture is intent. How so? Put it this way. If you're selling an Apple AirPods, for example, now when you're selling an Apple AirPods, if I'm using Huawei, I won't bother. I won't be interested because that bloody thing can't pair with my device. So for those people who click on your advertisement, chances are they probably will be iPhone user or iPad user or MacBook user, because that's the only thing that the device can pair. So that's the intent that we are talking about. So when a person sees your ad and taken certain action, that indicates intent. However, a lot of people don't know how to follow intent. Let me break it down to you now. How Facebook ads really work. I really need to help you understand how Facebook ads really work. But a lot of people actually still having no clue how Facebook ads really work. Any one of you? Anyone? Any take? How Facebook ads really work for you? What do you think? Okay, we still have 117 people watching. Remember, by the way, if you want to invite your friends to this, you can still invite, because my team will stand by to approve anyone who comes in, because really the whole idea here is I really want to reach as many people as I can. Of course, I want to help as many people as I can. Okay. Now let me break it down to you how Facebook advertisement really work. Now let's go through this thing. Let's say this is an advertisement. I'm using airport as a case right now, so I think it's very apparent. Now let's say this is an advertisement. Now, to a lot of people, when we are running an advertisement, it's a very natural steps. When you run an ad, you're trying to get people to click to the landing page, which is to click and take a look at what you are really selling. Okay, and then after that, some of them would actually convert into customer. Now, what if I tell you a simple 3 steps like that is never that simple, because you never understand the processes that goes inside the details in between the 3 steps that we're having right now. Now, first thing that I want to break it down to you, a lot of people don't even know that this thing exists. You say, first thing that I want to break your, whatever concept or idea that you have about Facebook advertising is I want to tell you the truth. This is really based on Facebook Blueprint data. Now, for those who don't know, I'm a Facebook Blueprint certified professional. I'm a certified professional since 2017. It's a damn difficult certification. Every year you need to go through papers, exams again to stay certified. I know some of you are actually certified professionals as well, but we all know how tough is that. But however, the moment we need to go through the exam again, we get to study, and the studies or whatever gives us extra information. Now, this is the first thing that I want to break it down to you. According to Facebook Blueprint data, a person need to see your ads at least 2 to 3 times in 7 days to realize and decide whether they want to take the next action or not. How so? This is really something of a paradigm shift. Put it this way: when we are browsing Facebook or Instagram, okay, for those who don't know, when you're running ads on Facebook, you'll be able to run ads on Facebook and Instagram. Both belongs to Facebook. Now, when we are browsing, we need to switch it a little bit as a user over here, right? When you are a user to Facebook and Instagram, when we are browsing Facebook or Instagram, our mind goes into subconscious mind. Our mind goes into, really like, in a way, we become dumber because we don't think anymore. When we are browsing, we don't think. And when our subconscious kicks in, subconscious is very good at one thing, which is our subconscious is really good at rejecting stranger things. Okay, rejecting stranger things and only look at things that we are familiar with. So what will happen? If you browse, and you see, oh, Jamie is having good meal, then you stop, then you like. But if you see advertisement coming from Jason Gunn, who the heck is this guy? You scroll through. That's how it works. But if Jason Gunn's advertisement appears to you second time or third time, then your subconscious mind will start picking up the information. So here's the rule. In order for a person to pick up your advertisement, you need to actually repeat. So you can't imagine that your advertisement first time come to the people pick up. There is no true love in the world. Come on, hello? No such thing. You really need to appear. We all know how do we actually, go after a girl or a guy, I don't know. You really need to keep appearing several times. Then, he or she will get used to your appearance. And one day when you don't appear, then they will start thinking or missing about you. Now, the similar scenario goes in the advertisement. You need to appear at least 2 to 3 times within 7 days period to capture the attention. So when they finally realize that, oh, there's this Jason Gunn dude over there, okay, then they will decide whether they want to click on the advertisement or not. So this is really something, a hardcore fact. The conversion from impression to click is usually, we talk about, this is what we call slightly technical, which is we call this click-through rate. Standard click-through rate for Facebook advertisement is 1%, which means if you show your ads 100,000 times, I'm trying to give you a very big number to help you visualize. If you show your ads 100,000 times to people, regardless how many people that you're touching, as long as 100,000 times, chances are you'll be getting 1,000 clicks. So this is the thing that I really want to highlight to you. It's not easy to get clicks. However, that's the second hardcore fact, cruel truth that is coming to you. When 1,000 people comes to your website, okay, 95% will drop and go. 95% of the people who finally see your ads 2 to 3 times in 7 days and finally, okay, this is whatever product that they are selling. I love this. I want to click and go over. Now, the moment you click and go over, what happened next? Let me tell you what happened next. Okay, your wife called, your husband texted, or your kid probably just yelling over there. You're probably working from home, right? You have 4,553 distraction possibilities that may come your way to take you away from attending to an advertisement. Now, that's not your fault. Turn it back around and want to look at this. I want you to look at this as an advertiser. You have to totally understand the process that your audience need to go through to finally click. They need to see your ads at least 2 to 3 times in 7 days to realize, okay, this shit is there. Then they will decide they want to click. When they click and go over, 95% of these people drop, not because they are not interested, because they are distracted. Okay? So I want to bring this back and really highlight this to you. My question to you here is, what are you doing on the 95%? If you run ads on Facebook, if you run ads on Instagram, if you run ads at all, okay, I'm really banging this on you again. If you are not able to capture the 95%, this is what we call the intended audiences. Of course, intended, else they won't click. However, distracted. Now, if you're able to milk this 95%, I can guarantee that you're able to at least double your ROI if you know how to do this right. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about. So far, so good. 95%. So how many of you are working on this 95%? Can you actually, just type one, but however, we're going to discuss this slightly further. So this is really the gist of the whole thing. Okay. So the next thing that I want to talk about here is really about the third mistake that we're talking about. Now, the third mistake really boils down to something, at the end of the day, to a lot of people that are really kind of like having this problem over there. Most people who are advertising are not advertising with a funnel. Now, what do you mean by not advertising with a funnel? Wait. Okay, basically, let's take a pause over here. I'm saying something very funny. Juliet, you got distracted by your kids. Yeah, it happens. So that's exactly the thing, come back to this slide, the 95%. That's why this is really something that a lot of people are actually missing. But how many of you are doing retargeting? This is really the retargeting that we're talking about. But to break it down, I'm trying to help you understand retargeting, which is we want to follow the intent. The 95% of the people who have taken action but did not complete until the final action. So if we are able to milk this, trust me, this is really the secret sauce. If you ask me, how do I actually help my client multiply the ROI? This is the secret sauce. However, how to do it right, that's the thing that we want to talk about. So let's come back to the mistake number 3, not advertising with a funnel. Most people, when they're advertising on Facebook or Instagram, they're still carrying this, what I call the conventional advertising helmet or hat. It's the same thing. When we run ads, we only run one ads, right? Because of course, if you want to put up a billboard, there's only one billboard that you can put up with the budget that you have. And there's only one advertisement that you can run on press per day. However, these are all conventional advertising mindset. When we are advertising on Facebook and Instagram, you don't need a big buck. To a lot of people ask me this question, Jason, if I want to run on your 2-step funnel thing, right? It looks cool. How much do I need to spend in order to get started? How much? To your surprise, if you have 15 ringgit to spare per day, yeah, I think let's go by 15 ringgit. Better lah. If you have 15 ringgit to spare per day, you're able to implement this 2-step funnel framework. How many of you can spend this kind of money? Can you actually give me a thumbs up? How many of you can spend 15 ringgit per day to run ads on Facebook and Instagram? Can you give me a thumbs up? I just want to quickly see how many of you can't afford this thing. Impossible, right? We're all business people. So when we are running advertisement, this is really the thing. So in order to implement this 2-step funnel framework, you only need 15 ringgit. But let's take a look at this 2-step funnel framework. What the hell is this thing? It sounds so, I don't know. To a lot of people, they say this is a dumb name. I don't care. It actually illustrates the work, the purpose of it. Now, I'm going to break it down. You probably want to start grabbing your pen and paper. Okay, I see a lot of lights coming up. You can spend 15, right? 15. 15. Sure. Samana. You can spend 15. Give me a thumbs up. Because this is really the thing that I'm going to teach you. This is really the framework that I want to help you. With 15 ringgit, you're going to get hell a lot of ROI from this thing. How many of you wants to give me a thumbs up? Now, 2-step funnel framework. Thank you, Susan. Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you, Juliet. And a lot for you who actually give me this thumbs up. Thank you so much. Now, 2-step funnel framework. 2-step funnel framework is a very simple advertisement. Now, I want you to grab your paper and pen. If you don't have it yet, you really need to write this down. You really need to write this down. This is really something that you want to start looking into, especially for those who are already advertising on Facebook, especially for those who kind of like advance. I know, because like I say, I'm not holding anything. I'm going to give you whatever the whole framework that I have here. Okay, I'm just going to give you this thing, 2-step funnel framework. Okay, grab your paper and pen. Okay, we're going to go in. Okay, 2-step funnel framework. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sharo. Thank you, Jojo. Thank you, Yap. Thank you, Penny. Thank you, Edmund. Thank you, Yifan. Thank you, Adrian. Thank you, Susan. I like this already. This is one of my best live ever so far. Thank you for making this a very interesting experience for me. Now, the 2-step funnel framework. Fundamentally, we will be having 2 advertisements running simultaneously. I'm going to spend a little bit more time here to help you understand this thing. Now, first thing first, we have tier 1 and tier 2. Now, let me break it down to you. Tier 1 means This is an advertisement that will constantly go out to help you reach fresh audiences. New people that have yet to know about your product or services. They have no idea what you're selling, but you know that these are your potential customer. These are the people who might buy from you. These are the people that you have already analyzed based on their analytics, their statistics, their detailed targeting, their interest, and all that. You know these are the people who might buy from you. Now, the moment your tier one ad is really to go out to reach as many of the fresh people as possible, it's very important to have this kind of mindset. Because when your advertisement is not able to constantly reach fresh people for you, then chances are you'll be running the same ad over and over again to the people who have seen it and taken action. So that's what I mean by budget waste. Now, on the other side, on the right-hand side, which is a tier two advertisement. Now, tier two advertisement is that kind of advertisement that goes out to follow the intent. I know you have taken action. I know you have done something on my advertisement. So now tier two advertisement is going to come in, and it's going to come in for only a short period of time to tell you, hey, you are here. You're interested in this thing. Take action right now. You can even have a different kind of idea over here, which is you can actually give away a voucher code over here if you want. Or you can tell people that, immediately 5% discount if you can actually apply those kind of discounted link for your own website. Click the link and get 5% discount. The second tier advertisement, the tier two advertisement, is something that we will actually go a lot more pushy. It's really punching them in the face. So here's the moment of truth. How do we design an advertisement? How do we framework the whole thing? First thing first, let me play the advertisement. So pay attention. Pay attention, okay? Stop sharing this to your friend right now. I want you to pay attention over here. Now, tier one advertisement, I'm going to play the ad. You're going to see this ad. Now, this is the ad. Don't look at the whatever the middle part. So this is an ad. As you can see, this is actually a slideshow. Now, a slideshow can be a simple combination of 10 images, up to 10 images, then you can create a video like that. Now, after that, you'll be creating an instant experience like this. Now, an instant experience like this allows you to actually group your pictures or group your products, into different things. There are different ways of doing this. I'm just giving you an example. And a person click on it, they will go over to your Shopee or Lazada store. Now, so far, do you understand what am I doing right now? This is a tier one advertisement, okay? Basically, the whole idea of this advertisement, there are a few key elements of this advertisement. Write down. The first key element here is you're gonna use a slideshow or a video. Now, I don't care whether you have, you don't need to actually do something very robust to, the panorama, all this kind of video. You don't need to. You can only combine 10 images like what I did into a slideshow, up to 10 images, and let's control it within 15 seconds if we can. 15, maximum 30 seconds. Now, when you have a video like that, the moment you're using video, you're able to do one thing. You're able to group those people who watch X number of percentage of that particular video. So if it's just now with the thing that you saw is about an 11-second video. Now, when you are actually running an 11-second video, when you are actually looking at an 11-second video, if you watch up to 50%, do you think that is an intent? Put it this way, if you're not interested, you won't even waste your 5 seconds of your life on an advertisement that doesn't excite you. Agree? So that's the first thing that we capture intent. Now, the second thing, as you can see the advertisement, the moment you click on the ad, you go inside an instant experience. That thing is what we call the instant experience. You need to use instant experience. Why? Especially when you're selling on Lazada or Shopee store. The moment people click and go over, you lost connection. So how do we capture? Instant experience allows us to capture the click. So yes, you may argue that this is actually correct. 10 people who click on the button just now to go over to your Shopee or Lazada store, you probably only can able to capture maybe up to 70%, but it's good enough. Okay, the click is already a very good intent that we want to capture. So over here, as you can see the boxes in the middle, I'm trying to capture people who watch, first thing, 50% of the slideshow. That is intent. Second thing, if you click on the button of the instant experience and go over to my Lazada or Shopee store. So these are two intent. So what am I going to do with these two intent? The first thing that I'm going to do, two things I'm going to do here. The first thing that I'm going to do here is I'm going to exclude the people who have done these two things from seeing the advertisement, the tier one advertisement. So far, so good. Now, why am I doing this? Because you have watched that bloody video up to 5 seconds. Okay? and you have clicked on that advertisement, click on that link, trying to go over to my Lazada or Shopee store. That is, in my opinion, a very deep intent. Okay, so the moment you have done this, you shouldn't see the first ad anymore because you have taken the action. Just imagine if you have already clicked on the advertisement, you know you have experienced that before. Once you have seen the advertisement, you have clicked on the advertisement, the moment the advertisement comes back to you the second time and the third time you'll be looking at it, you won't do anything because you have done it, you know it. So when a person don't know how to exclude the audience from seeing the same ad, if you don't know how to do this thing, what will you be committing? You'll be wasting the budget to the people who have taken action and they will never take the action again. That's a very hard, cruel fact that you need to embrace. So the first thing that you need to do here is the moment you're having this two-step funnel framework, the first thing that you need to really learn and jot down and start implementing is you want to exclude people who have taken the action from seeing the advertisement, the first advertisement. And in turn, we will start showing the tier 2 advertisement. So the tier 2 advertisement, I'm going to play the advertisement to you. Usually we will either use a carousel. Usually we use carousel because the moment we know, especially when we're selling on e-commerce, it's very straightforward. We either want to group all these products together to keep showing them, or we probably want to highlight, like what I did. I highlight multiple key selling points to reinforce the messages that I want to actually tell the audiences to get them to take the particular action. So this is really the two-step funnel framework. So let me break it down. You have 2 ads running, and 2 ads will be running simultaneously because the moment your tier 1 is running, you're already producing your tier 2 audiences. Okay, so you need to make sure that the person who have seen the tier 1 ad and taken action, which is indicated intent, first, you want to stop showing them the tier 1 ad. And in turn, you want to start showing them the tier 2 ad. Now, one thing I want to tell you, a lot of people will say that, Jason, you're going to hide something from here. No, I'm not. One thing I want to tell you here is your tier 2 advertisement must have a very specific duration. What do you mean? Let me tell you this. For whatever you are selling, just ask yourself this question. How long do you think your audience need to take to consider about buying from you? I don't know whether you're selling an AirPod like this, or selling an iPhone, selling or whatever, I don't know, whatever it is, whatever you're selling, chances are, if you're selling on e-commerce, you will have a very, very short conversion window. You know what is conversion window? The duration people will consider, okay, to buy, whether buy from you or buy from someone else's. The consideration period is what we call the conversion window. Or in my terminology, I call that the expiry date of an intent. Very simple. The moment I have the intention to buy an AirPod like this, it's just going to be like 3 days or 7 days because I'll be doing a lot of research and I'll be thinking about it, and then I will make decision within a week. Now, the key here is if you know how to follow these people for the duration, let's say 7 days, if you know how to only follow 7 days, you'll be making sure that within these 7 days, you pump them with the strongest appearance to keep reminding them to take the action from you, not someone else. From your Lazada store, not someone else's Lazada store, with your offer that you're giving them. When you are able to zoom into that, tell me if you can't offer a 10% discount or 5% discount, or even whatever extra coin or whatnot it is. You can. I know you can. This is the thing that I want to craft your message in a way that you're able to follow the intent. Exactly the mistake number 3 that I wanted to highlight to you. And two-step funnel addresses that particular mistake, which is going to help you do your advertisement in an entirely different way. So that's the two-step funnel. Okay? Jot down. How many of you wants to implement tonight right away? Give me a thumbs up. I know some of you already know how to do Facebook ads. I say exactly, I'm going to give you the same framework that you're going to do. Okay? Now, back to this. Basically, what we're going to talk about here is the two-step funnel framework, the two-step Facebook ads funnel framework. Basically, a few things. First thing first, okay? We're going to have 2 ads running simultaneously. Basically, the first part of ad is to capture intent, which the first ad, as you see just now, the tier 1 ad is already going to generate results. We are already going to get sales from there because it's about introducing. Everything is number game. The moment you introduce your product to more people, the moment you have better chance of converting them. So it's always about that. And you get normal result from that. Now, the second ad is really something that is going after the intent, and you're going to actually have a different kind of conversion from these people. So overall, when you're able to implement the whole framework in the correct manner, the moment you're able to implement the whole framework in the right way, you'll be able to really immediately getting overall better ROI. You'll be able to lift the whole ROI into a different level. So that's the thing that I'm actually trying to talk about over here. So I have a quick question here. I mean, sorry, I got distracted because I like this question. We have from Tan CY. He said, if I have got 2,000 products, do you think it's better to run universal ad for my entire store or run ads for specific items only? Your constant dilemma. Let me answer you this question. Very simple. I don't care whether you have 1,000 or 2,000, they must be bestsellers. You see, this is how it works. Okay, we all know how people buy from Lazada or Shopee. You can actually do second item, you have different product. So this is what I'll do. I will actually use a set of bestseller product to attract people to come into my store, because you can't run universal. This is what I think. Okay, the moment you run universal, you will have too many ads. You probably will be focusing on none. But you focus on those bestseller, you know that you have better chance of capturing. And when they come in and you play with your offers, you just give them something that, oh, you have to buy 2 items to enjoy certain. I'm not sure whether you're able to do that on your store, but there must be a way that you can get them to buy more. So when they are in your store because of the product that they are into, then they will start navigating your other products. So that's the thing. So to answer your question, Tan, I hope I get to that. Thank you so much for the question. I like this question. That's why I got distracted a little bit. So the 2-step funnel framework can even work for a product that has got a lot of SKU, no problem. Very simple. Group your best sellers together, okay? And then you run ads using these best sellers to bring people to your store, universally bring them to the store. And then after that, you can actually run, because inside the instant experience, let me tell you more. Inside instant experience, you can do a lot more things. When you saw, right, I click in, I see different item, different USP, right? You can actually go by different, what do we call? Different categories, okay? Or different individual products also can. So yeah, it depends on how you want to structure the whole thing. So it's really beautiful. That's something that you really, really need to explore. So the 2-step funnel is going to help you overall lift the overall ROI. So basically, let me reinforce again why you really need to consider using the 2-step funnel framework. Exactly, I know this is really retargeting, but the retargeting in the right way is what I mean. Okay, like I said, you need to actually follow them for the right duration, and you need to structure the whole advertisement journey in the right way to make sure that you're able to go for the right people to take the right action. Okay, so now let me bring this through to you again. I'm going to give you a case study on why you should even bother using a 2-step funnel framework. Because a lot of people will come to me and say that, Jason, it looks too troublesome. Because why would I want to run 2 ads and I need to learn all these details and whatever custom audience targeting? Yes, we're talking about custom audiences. It's slightly more advanced, but I can teach you within several days kind of thing, and you'll be able to implement it on your own. You believe me? So why would they even bother to run this advertisement? Why do we advertise with a funnel? Let me break it down in some scenario comparison. Okay, now let's say we're spending about $300 a month. So this is slightly higher. Like I said, you can run this with a minimum, a lower side, 15 ringgit you can start. But if you can have 30 ringgit a day, which is about this, then you'll be able to run this in a different way. But let's talk about a very simple correct scenario over here. If you're spending $300 a month, here's what we can do. I'm just going to give you a 2 comparison. You can run 1 ads all the way. I'm fine. Okay. On the other hand, you can run multiple ads like the 2-step funnel framework. But let me show you the difference. Now, if you spend $300 scenario 1, you run 1 ad. So $300, you'll be running 1 ad. And like I said, you probably will be able to reach about 100,000 people. The reason why I use US dollar is because it's more universal. I don't know. I think we do have some people from Philippines over here. So I just want to make sure that we are universal, but you can work on the conversion yourself. Now, let's say we spend $300 to reach people 100,000 times. So this is the impression, because you have to remember, Facebook charges you by CPM. It's different from Google. It's different from whatever, like Lazada or Shopee, the advertisement, where you probably will be paying by click. On Facebook, When you're advertising on Facebook, you have to think like you're distributing flyers. So, excuse me, when a flyer goes out, you pay. Whether the person see the bloody flyer or not, take action or not, you don't care. You pay. Okay? So let's say you spend $300 a month, you get to reach about 100,000 people. Sorry, you get to reach people about 100 times. You get to show your ads about 100,000 times. Now from there, we got 1% click-through rate, which will get about 1,000 clicks. Perfect? Sounds good? Now, out of these 1,000 clicks, you convert 5% of these people. Let's say in the best case scenario, you convert 5%, and then there will be about 50 purchases, and each one you get $50 average order value. So from there, it's already a very beautiful scenario here, you see. Because by spending $300, you're getting 2005 in revenue. To me, the next question would be, how much you want to make? I'm just going to drive my ads all the way, man. But like I say, this is what we call a golden campaign. This is a campaign that is beautiful, that I would drive my money in. However, I want to show you the second scenario, which is you have the same $300 ads budget, but we break it. Now, there is a simple ratio that we want to maintain when we have two-tier advertisement, the two-step funnel framework. Now, tier one, we will spend 70 to 80%, let's say 80-20 ratio. 80% of our budget will go into tier one because you need to really make sure that you have that strong inflow coming into the funnel. So 80% will go into tier one, which is about $240. So let's say over here, 80% you spend on the tier one advertisement, which is the first ad. So 80% you spend $240, you get about 80,000 impressions. You get to show your ads about 80,000 times, and you get 1% click-through rate, you get about 800 clicks, correct? So out of these 800 clicks, you convert 5%, which you can get about 40 purchases. At the same scenario over here, $50 per order, you get about 2,000 in revenue, which in my opinion is fine. But not to forget, we still have a $60 here. So the $60 is going to do magic. I'm going to show you how you will do the magic. Now, this is how you work. The moment you're able to spend $60 to only how many people? How many people that we're talking about here? The 800 people who click and minus those 40 who bought, you're looking at 760 people over here. Now, first thing first, you'll be only targeting 760 people over here. Now, the moment you're able to spend $60 bloody on these people, what will happen? They will literally be seeing your advertisement everywhere they go. Because when you're running an advertisement, you have to remember you'll be able to run ads on Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, and what else? And even you can actually run ads on other mobile apps that serves Facebook ads. Whenever you're playing some games, especially free games, right? In between the stages, there will be some pop-up advertisement. That could be Facebook advertisement. Yes, you can advertise in all these other mobile apps that serves Facebook ads as well. So it's beautiful. So imagine these people, these 760 people, you only spend $60 on them. They see you everywhere they go. What will happen? They will think that, wow, this brand power, man. So much money to keep follow me everywhere I go. Awesome. I love them. First, you are able to build the impression. If you are actually doing introduction, telling them about your feature, imagine the kind of impact that you can create. Imagine the impact that you can achieve. These people will see you. These people will learn everything that you want them to learn about you. Even though one day they don't buy from you, whenever their friends needs it, whenever in the future they need it, who will be the first that come into their mind? So that's the branding that we're talking about. Now, let's say we are able to nurture these 760 people so well, and we convert 10% more from these people. It's totally achievable. Okay, because the moment we are able to zoom into these people and nurture them with the right ads and the right duration and the right strategy, these people will be so cooked for what? For conversion. Okay, so let's say we are able to just convert another 10% of these people. That means what? That means another 76 orders. That means another $3,800 in revenue. So I want to quickly break it down to you again. Scenario one, you spend 300, you get 2005. Scenario two, you spend the same $300, you get 2,000 in revenue for tier one, 3,800 in revenue for tier two. That's the most beautiful thing. So let's break it down. 2005 for scenario one. Okay, 5,008 for scenario two. With the same amount spent, with the same $300, that you're spending. I'm not asking you, put it this way, a lot of people would think that, you really need to spend more to get better result, but put it this way, when a small amount that we are spending is not able to get us result, how am I supposed to commit and spend more and spend for longer term? It's really important for us to be able to achieve a positive ROI from the front end. So what I'm actually trying to tell you here is same amount spent, we get different outcome. That's the thing that I'm talking about. So far, so good? If it's good, give me a thumbs up, please. Yeah. So basically, I hope you understand the whole scenario right now. Let me take a look at these questions, right? Chang Tong Chai, yes, you can. You can. We will keep this here for another few days. So if you want to invite your friends to come in and watch this, so far, if you really find this valuable and you want to invite your friends to come in and watch this, invite them into the group, please. Because the moment, I don't think you can share this. I don't think you can share this or tag your friend or to run watch party, because immediately they need to come into the group because it's private in this group. So far, so good. Can I have a thumbs up from you that you are getting good insights from this one? You're getting good value from this one? Can I actually have a verdict from you guys? You're gonna send me some energy over here. I've been talking for how long now? I've been talking for an hour right now. Yeah, but I'm enjoying this session. I hope you're enjoying this session. Okay. Wow, there's still 100+ people watching. Thank you so much for the like. It's been a while since I get this many likes in my life. Okay, now, yeah, thank you so much. Oh, by the way, if you have any questions, you can type away. I may not be able to just answer all of them, but later on, in between, I will stop like just now what we did with, with Tan CY just now, and I will just stop, or probably later on, once we are done with this part, right, we will come back and look at the questions. Okay, now let's continue. So that's the power of two-step funnel framework. I hope you get a better idea right now. So put it this way, the two-step funnel framework really serves as a few things. First thing first, now before that, you want to actually use the tier 1 ad to constantly reach your fresh audiences. And then you want to use the tier 2 ad to help you optimize your ROI. So that's the whole important thing that you need to have in your mind right now. Okay, now, sorry, I got distracted. You have this from Wong. I have some questions coming in. Let me answer this. Do we run ads too immediately? Immediately. When you launch 2 ads, you launch tier 1 and tier 2 concurrently. Immediately, both will go out to the market right away. I hope you get the idea. Joseph having this question, what if the value of my product isn't high? What if the average price is about 3 to 4? How much should I spend on ads? I don't know. Basically, you need to look at your quantum. You need to actually run ads to find out what is your ROAS. ROAS means return on advertising spend. So probably if you're selling something cheap, it will be a lot easier to sell. So let's say, for example, you probably would need about, if you spend $1 to get 1 sale, that is probably $1 to get $3 in return. So your ROAS is $3. So you need to calculate, if it's $3 is going to cover, let's say, for example, by spending $1 to get $3, does it cover your advertisement spend? Does it actually work on your bottom line? If it doesn't, then we need to find a way to reduce the acquisition cost. So there are many angles to look at the whole thing. But first thing first, we won't be able to know until we start running some ads going in. Okay? No problem. Basically, now the two-step funnel framework really works in this way. Basically, now I want to teach you how to design the Facebook ads funnel. I've already given you some hints over there just now while we are actually explaining the whole two-step funnel framework. But I'm going to break it down to you and tell you how do I design the two-step funnel framework. So get your paper and pen ready. If you didn't believe me just now I think you should. So get your paper and pen. So let's do this. When we are designing a Facebook ads funnel like this, okay? Okay, let me go through this. I see some questions coming up. Okay, now, when we are designing an advertisement like this, pay attention. Don't type your questions right now. Okay, and pay attention. Let's take a look at what we have over here. Let's take a look at, designing the Facebook ads funnel. What are the things that we need to do? So first thing first, it's gonna be a 2-tier advertising. So the tier 1 ad is going out to target your core audience, which is to capture your intent. So you have to remember, this is the tier 1 ad. You want to capture intent. You need to choose the right objective. You need to use the right combination of assets as in like the creative and the structure, the design of the advertisement, so that you're able to capture the intent. So the second thing here is the tier 2 ad is really to target the warm audiences, which is the tier 2, and this is really work on increasing the overall conversion. Now, the advertising direction is, if you're selling on Lazada, I'm already breaking this down to you. You want to drive traffic. It's traffic. It's bloody traffic, right? Then tier 1 ad, first write this down. First, we use slideshow. If you can't produce good video, in fact, most of the time, slideshow works better than a video. And I already have a few structure in terms of the design element that you should consider to create slideshow that works. Put it this way. One thing that I want to highlight to you. You see, I've been running ads for the past 11 years now. I think I started in 2009. And over the years, I've managed and guided more than about 10 to 15 million in total in ringgit, of course, in Facebook advertisement for my client and coaching my coaches all combined. When it comes to ads creative, I'm putting this, we have 100 plus people watching with me. When it comes to ads creative, what advertisement that works? I am always wrong. Yeah. I am always wrong because I can never think like my audiences. So basically, a lot of times, this is what I'm actually trying to tell you. Whatever I'm going to show you, whatever I'm actually teaching you is really something that has been proven working based on all the cases that I've been using. So some people will come and say, Jason, it's ugly. I don't care. Why don't I'm the kind of person who is more favor into, I favor functionality over aesthetic. As long as it converts, I don't care whether it's ugly or pretty. That's me. So slideshow, I have all the elements which I already show you, and together with instant experience, because these two things, first you use the slideshow is a video. It helps you capture intent. And an instant experience is another thing that will help you capture intent. Remember, the tier 1 ad is always about capturing intent. It's always about getting people to take the first set of action. That's the whole idea, right? So that's the tier 1 advertisement design elements that you want to consider. Okay, now the tier 2 advertisement is we usually use carousel. Very simple. Carousel, you can use up to 10 images to create a carousel that works like that. Because now we're talking about you're selling on Lazada or Shopee, and I'm assuming that you don't have a CPaaS access. I'm touching this a little because I didn't see many of you answer yes to the CPaaS. CPaaS is basically collaborative ads. Now, it only happens to Lazada more sellers or preferred seller, I was told, or even for Shopee, it has to be more sellers and preferred seller, I'm not sure. Basically, what will happen is when you're having this CPaaS access, so Lazada is gonna group all the products that you have in your Lazada store and share the catalog, and to create a catalog, of course, and share the catalog to your ads account. So the moment you have that, you're able to run advertisement based on people who have visited the product, specific product, and did not convert. So if you don't have the CPaaS access or the collaborative ads access, you won't be able to achieve this kind of retargeting. So I'm talking about this method is really to help you achieve this kind of what do we call effect using two-step funnel framework, even without CPaaS, even without Pixel. I think I already show you the outcome about things that you can achieve with mechanisms in place. So this is the whole idea of designing this kind of Facebook ads funnel in this way. Okay, so far so good. You already written down. I want you to already start doing it if you can. Please, by all means. Okay, this is the thing. When we learn something, this is about Facebook advertising. Sidetrack a little bit. I always have this kind of, feeling to really, I'm not saying lecture, but a lot of people, when you learn and you don't implement, you're not going to go anywhere. A lot of people ask me, they're trying to come here and, look at Jason Gan. Okay, where did you learn your Facebook advertisement? To be very frank, I bang walls all the time. Of course, we don't want to bang wall with huge amount of money, but we bang wall with small amount of money. But whatever I'm actually compiling for you here is, this is really the result from all my wall banging activities, hitting into some shit situations, and I'm going to tell you whatever that's working. So that's the beauty of it, beauty of being a teacher right now, right? But you have to start, because even though I give you the whole framework, your product may not be the product that I've experienced. And every product will have its own uniqueness because of the audience, because of the feature, because of the location that you're selling, even because of the currency that you're charging. There could be different scenarios, but this is what I'm urging you. Start somewhere. Now, basically, simple 2-ad campaign. The next thing that you need to consider here is It has to be within the right conversion window. So for whatever things that you're selling, if you're selling online on Shopee, Lazada, your own website, Amazon, eBay, you are probably having a very short conversion window. So you don't want to follow these people for too long. Make sure you only follow for 3 days or 7 days, because the moment you follow for longer, you're wasting money. Let me give you a very simple example. Do you know what is the conversion window for hotel booking? Now in PJ, in Selangor, we got another CMCO again. We can't travel even to Malaysia anymore. But the moment you're looking for hotel, the moment you're booking, let's say if you go to Agoda or booking.com, the moment you go to Agoda until the moment you make decision and to book which hotel and place your credit card, that is usually within 3 days. Why? Because most of us travel. Most of us, when we are booking hotel, we already need to travel on the date. So chances are we probably have very limited choices. So the duration to make decision is usually shorter. So let's say, for example, right, if it's hotel and then you retarget these people for 14 days, what does it mean? It means you'll be wasting money. It means you'll be actually wasting another 11 days because people already make decision in the first 3 days. You follow them for another 11 days won't make them change because they have already purchased. And it won't actually make them think about you more, because I probably will travel to this place maybe once every 5 years. This kind of branding positioning come to me, it doesn't make any sense to me. So the duration, the conversion window is a really, really important thing that you have to think. It may not be 7 days for you. You have to really look at the whole buying process. Try to understand from the customer and think about you have to figure out your conversion window. So that's really the most important thing that you have to consider. Okay, but chances are if you're selling online, it shouldn't be longer than 7 days. I'm just giving you, a benchmark over here. Okay. However, if you're selling something, I don't know. I think it's usually within 7 days. Okay. Now that's about designing. So I hope you already taken down all the notes. You can start implementing this thing tonight if you want to. Okay. Now, let me play again the first two. I mean, the two-tier ads. So the first ad is really to go out and capture intent. So we usually do a slideshow like this. Basically, we just come along, we're just gonna attract people. Immediately, it's about capturing intent. So once we actually see this enough, then I will get you to click, and eventually I want you to click over. And on the other side, it's really to introduce USP. So these two ads, let me say this again. Two advertisement goes out simultaneously. They run concurrently because the moment people click or see the video or the first ad, they will start seeing the next ad. So the experience has to jive. You see, put it this way, I'm talking about 7 days window. It's not about waiting for another 7 days. No. Now, 7 days means the moment I start clicking on the first advertisement, the next 7 days is the window. You can't wait 7 days later to start your next ad. It doesn't make sense. It's not logical. Okay? So you need to start your ad right away, immediately. Once they click on the first ad on the left-hand side, they need to start seeing the next ad already. Agree? Clear so far? So far, so good? Can I have a thumbs up? So far, so good? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, basically, boo cha-cha, right? Bang walls, that's the best way to run. That's right, that's right. No, Joseph, these two ads will run concurrently because the moment people come in, they will see the second ad for 7 days. 7 days later, they go out. So that's the whole thing. I mean, of course, it may be slightly confusing, but it's logic. So when you have this two-step funnel, thanks for the question, by the way, Joseph. The moment you have this two-step funnel running at the same, concurrently, as in like, optimize two-step funnel framework for you, your ads can actually go evergreen. You can run this ad as long as you want because why? The moment people see the first ad on the left-hand side, okay, then they will stop seeing the first ad. They will start seeing the second ad. Now, when they see this second ad for 7 days, if they don't buy, they go up. If they buy, they stop seeing everything. Now, this eventually is actually creating a 7-day journey for every single one that can come into your funnel. Okay, so that's the beauty of it. Now, can you see the whole picture? First ad and second ad, everybody will only go through this journey once for 7 days. Once completed 7 days, they're out. Whether they buy or they don't buy, they're out. Then you constantly can bring people into your funnel constantly. So this thing can really run for long term. No, you don't run this for 7 days. You run this for as long as you want, as long as it makes good money for you. That's my answer. So far, so good? Okay, now, yeah, so far, so good? So what have you learned so far? Have you learned something useful? If you have learned something useful so far, can you actually give me a thumbs up? Okay. Yeah. Like I said, this is what I promise you. I want to give you the whole framework, and I've given you the whole framework. And for those who actually know how to do this, you can already implement this on your own. So, can I see a thumbs up from you that you're if you're getting good value from this? Can I actually see a thumbs up or a love from you guys? Okay, let me take a sip of water. Okay, but before that, let me go through some of the questions that you have. We have this from Juliet. How to run two at the same time? Yeah, if you like this, whatever that you're seeing already, please give me a thumbs up. Um, yeah, for Juliet says, for the duration, where is say the earlier tier two is the duration the buyer needs to think about the product. Correct me if I'm taking it wrongly, confused. How to run the two at the same time? Where yeah, because the moment they see the first ad, they will start seeing the second ad right away. So tier one, tier two goes out at the same time. Thank you so much for the likes. Thank you so much. Thanks, Sham. Thanks, Ifan. Thanks, Sharo. Thanks, Joseph. Thanks, Tan Chuan Yuan. Thank you, Lucas. Thank you. Wait. Before that, let me actually go through some of the questions. So, Juliet, did I answer your question? No, it's not confusing. It's actually very straightforward. The moment people see the first ad and take an action, you'll start seeing the second ad right away. And they will only see the second ad for 7 days. That's the whole thing that we want to achieve over here. Okay, Yuka, can you advise on the Facebook ads objective for tier one and tier two? Both, if you're not having CPaaS access, if you're driving people to your Lazada or Shopee store, both go for traffic. Okay. Let me see where else. Yeah. Okay, I probably missed off the or most of the questions up there already. How often do you change the creative coming from Tan? I think every time you change promotion, I think that makes sense. And learn something but still blur. Yes, I mean back in wars, start doing this already. And we have this Wong, since we can't track our audiences, hence is the given voucher extra customer already buy, how to exclude. You can do that by doing another set of custom audiences for exclusion, but that requires a little bit of updating, which means you can actually extract all this phone number and you can create another custom audience to exclude. That's what we call the ultimate exclusion. Well, I hope I answer your question. You can do that. Edmund, you say you like it, never do Facebook ads before, don't know where to start. Doreen, you say you missed the initial part. You don't need to actually download the full material. Once we have completed this, you can actually watch the replay. Yes, okay. How do we set the 7 days for tier two from Eric? Good question. Let me actually get to that. I also learned that the tier one audience is, okay, basically 20 top sellers need to have 20 separate ads. No, 20 top sellers, you can have one ad because, yeah, I think one or maximum 2 ads can do already. Personalized jewelry. Yeah, okay. So if you have your own website, mind to share a little. Own website is another ball game. Own website is another thing where you have to. I think which one would I have? No, I won't be able to cover it over here. But if you have your own website, you can watch back. I think I talked about this in the earlier of this session. You can use traffic, or if you have own website, if you have your pixels set up all correctly, you can actually consider using either conversion, but you need to optimize for the right conversion, or catalog sales. So these are the few things. Oh yeah, we have another questions coming from. We have quite a number of questions coming in right now. Can we use one ad for 2 ad set? I need to understand more specifically on this thing. So do you create a custom audiences to exclude tier two? Is there an option where we're able to select and exclude? Yes, you're right. So all these are actually doable. I'm sharing with you this framework. It's not really plugging from the sky. This framework has guided, I think since 2016, in the past 4-5 years time, I think he has guided more than about 6-7 million in that spend. Whether it's from e-commerce, whether it's from property, business, B2B businesses and all that, we have covered more than about 20 over industries. It worked. So all this inclusion, exclusion, whatever that I shared with you just now, everything is achievable. Okay, so let's go through a little bit about what we have learned. Basically, first thing first, we talk about the Facebook ads mistakes. Yeah, there are 3 mistakes that you want to avoid. First thing first, the wrong action. Okay, and the second thing is about the wrong, what was that again? Not following the intent. And the third thing is about not building a funnel. And I already shared with you what is the 2-step funnel framework. What does it do? What does it look like? What can it do for you? And why do you want to even advertise with a funnel? I gave you a two scenario comparison about which one works. I mean, you can see it for yourself. If you're able to build an optimized funnel, I need to do a disclaimer over here. I won't be able to promise the outcome, but this is really a framework. Like I said, it has guided millions in Facebook ad spend. It really worked based on all the cases that we have. However, it may go very unique to your case. It could be your product, it could be your whatever scenario or targeting or even the creative part. However, if we are able, of course, there are certain tweaks or certain optimizations that you need to do to go through. It's just not, I mean, when it comes to Facebook advertisement, it actually still requires a little bit of testing and experimenting. Even though you know the whole framework, you still need to test a few things here and there until you reach an optimized funnel. Once you have an optimized funnel, that's the winning part. Then that's where you can start talking about how much do I want to spend more to get more outcome from there. So ultimately, two-step funnel really work in that manner. Now, so how do we design a funnel? I also break it down to you about what are the things that you need to take into consideration. How do you want to do your funnel? How do you want to design your tier 1 ad? How do you want to design your tier 2 ad? Everything is being optimized, and I've already broken everything to you already in the training up to now. So basically, a lot of people were asking me, what's next? Even I got the questions about, I like the idea. How do I start? So what's next? I'm inviting you to build your funnel with me.